But if you close your eyes.
Alright guys, what's up? Welcome to a new YouTube video. So this video is gonna be a little bit different. So yeah, just a little bit different style. Just kind of wanted to share something and break it down. So what we're gonna be talking about today and breaking down is my 430-pound bench that I hit this week in training. What you saw, it was the very first clip, but now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of it, kind of break it all down. So for starters, there's a lot of things you have to account for when you're programming. You have to know that some days you're gonna be stronger than others, and you have to know when to push. So I knew going into like this day, this was on Tuesday, that I knew going in, this was probably my strongest, well, it was programmed to be my heaviest bench day of the block. So the previous 4 months, or the previous 4 weeks, the heaviest bench I've hit was 405. And that was like at a 7 to 8 RPE. This one was supposed to be at a purely 8 RPE. So it's the heaviest I was gonna have for the whole block. So I knew if I wanted to hit something nice this block, it was gonna have to be today. But still, because it's RPE, it's auto-regulated, we have to see what is there. So the previous week on my bench single, I did 405 at an RPE of 7 to 8. So we're taking that number and now we're moving into the next week, because you're only as good as what you've done recently, especially depending on how your blocks are. So if you're in a volume block, which I was in the middle of a little bit of a volume block, so I knew that fatigue was going to be building, and that the previous week was my best single to go off of judging into this next week. So the previous week it was 405 at 7 to 8, and it was a little bit of a struggle as I get used to the self lift off, because I rely a lot on positioning, and so as I get into a self lift off, it can change it up a little bit, and it changed it up that day, last week. So then coming to this week, I was thinking, okay, RPE 8, so we're gonna do 365, 385 to kind of measure it out, and then we'll go 405, and either it's gonna be 405 or maybe 415, 420. That's really what I was thinking. But we're gonna get into it, and I'm gonna play. So my first one, we did 365, and I'm just gonna show you all the 365 real quick. It was actually incredibly fast. Usually 365 does not move this fast, especially with the self lift off. So because this moved so smooth and so fast, I was like, that felt amazing. 315 felt amazing. So I was like, all right, let's jump up. We're gonna go up, we're gonna go straight to 405. And now this was gonna be the judger, because this, most days RPE 7 for me, it's gonna be between 390 and 405. 385 to 405 is my RPE 7 range. Typically RPE 8, we're looking at 415, 420, 425 on a really good day. The best bench I've hit is 440, which was last 2 months ago. And then my bench comes in waves and peaks. I've hit 425 once since then, but typically most of my singles are between 385 and 410, and they're usually not always super smooth. So you literally just RPE, rate of perceived exertion, auto regulation, just take what is there and when it's there. So after 365, I never do this, but for some reason on Tuesday I was like, we're going straight 405. Like I'm clicking, my self lift off is clicking, which usually it's not clicking because I rely heavily on my lift off. So as we're seeing the 405 right now with the self lift off, get everything set up. Watch how I set up and I create tension, I create tightness in my body. We have whole body tightness. We're like a rock, we're solid. So I think a lot of people, they lose out on stability there, and that's one thing you can definitely work on to improve your bench. Pretty much any lift, if you're more stable, you will improve it. But so we go self lift off, set the back, we're gonna set our feet, and the last thing we do is set our butt. But we lower our butt down because we're creating the tension. There it is, take our breath, you can see it in the chest, go down, pause, boom, smooth. So that was roughly the smoothest 405 has felt, and I was like, oh snap, like my eyes kind of lit up. I was like, dude, 430? I was like, 430? Is 430 there? Like 430 might be there. So going into it, so I thought initially, I was like, why don't we do 425? That might be there. But then I was like, Camden, I just a lot. We done 425 3 weeks ago. Why not 430? It'd be the second highest bench I've ever hit. A self lift off PR, essentially, I'm in the groove right now. My self lift off is in the groove. It's perfectly. So why not do 430? So what do? We load up 430. We're gonna clip it, so we're gonna go ahead and break down the 430 right here. So a few things I want you to notice. I want you to notice, one, I take my time. So in powerlifting, you have a minute to lift. Okay, take your time when you're setting up for your singles in training, or if you're maxing out, or just anything in general. Set it out. Prepare your warm-up sets like it is your top set. So I might show you my drop downs after this, but either way, when I'm going into a session, like when I warm up with 315, I set up the exact same way, and I take each rep individually by itself like it's 315. So going into this, look at the way I'm set up. Back is dug in, we're popping up. We're gonna slowly lower our butt down. Okay, we're creating the tension. I take my breath, you can see my chest move. I retract, I'm gonna show you this. So I'm here, I retract back with my breath. That's gonna lock my rear delts, all that back in there. Pop the chest, and that's gonna create the tightness we want, and then we're gonna brace, basically. That's what we're gonna do, so we can explode up. Okay, now we're gonna play it through. Boom. Steady, steady, steady. So, a few things to notice here. Watch what happens the minute I go to press, okay? So the minute I go to press, we're gonna run this back, just watch. You see, watch my legs the minute we go to press. Okay, see that movement in the legs? So that is the leg drive. So if you wanna be really good at bench, you wanna turn it into a full body movement. I get up, I'm pretty hyped. So, but you don't wanna drive up. So if you want your heels dug in the ground, but if we drive up, our butt's probably gonna come up. So what we do is we drive towards the bar. So up towards the bar, up towards our head, that's gonna transfer all the energy to the bar and back up so we can get it up and rack it. That's why you see, if you watch all my bench videos and watch really good benchers, their legs are moving, their quads are activated. You can see it shake, and you see my legs shake that way because I'm using everything I have to drive it up. So hit 430, then I did drop downs 5 with like 325, I think 330, something like that. If I had a spotter, I think I could have done with the lift off, probably 440 would have been there. That would have been a big jump to go from 405 to a 430. But I'm gonna take it back, show you all the 405 video one more time, just to kind of explain something again, because this goes through my whole setup. Take my time, get everything set, legs are set. So watch, boom, we're tight. We're gonna take a breath, we're gonna retract, pop out. So now we're set, we're locked in, we're going down. Pause, find, boom, legs explode up, and boom, up, driving through. Pretty simple stuff. Don't overthink your setup, that's one. So two, you notice, sometimes you see videos on Instagram or Twitter because they go viral, powerlifters with crazy arch. You know, my arch isn't that crazy, but there is a curve in our spines naturally, and we should take advantage of that curve. We should not be flat back. So whether you compete or not, or whether you want to be a power lifter, you do not want to bench with a flat back either way. If even benching with a slight arch is it's better for your shoulders because you're not as flat, so it puts you in a more natural pressing position. It'll put you more in kind of a decline press position, and a decline bench is a way more natural press position for your body. Most people are actually a little bit stronger decline. So just some things to think about right there. So you don't need to arch your back. Your arch should never be uncomfortable, but take advantage of the way your body is designed. Create that little decline, and when I retract back, I'm popping everything back and locking it all in like that so I can explode it all up. Get your feet stable, get tight. You want everything to be like a rock, almost flexed. Brace, go down, press up. You don't have to pause if you're not a power lifter, but I do like my clients, and I tell my people, don't pause. You don't have to pause, but don't bounce it. Because if you bounce it and it's heavy, when you lose momentum, you're gonna lose the lift. But if you're in control, even if it's a soft touch and go, you're gonna be able to drive through it because you're not gonna lose the lift. Because if you bounce it, you're gonna lose momentum, and all of a sudden your strength's gonna take over like that. And a lot of times, if you're near your max, it's not gonna happen. But if you pause it or you go soft touch, you're gonna be able to drive up more steadily, be in more control, and then you're gonna be able to finish the lift. But anyway, I was pretty excited to hit that. So I just wanted to kind of break it down for you, share that video, let you know what I was thinking heading in. Hope this video made sense. If you enjoyed this type of video, thumbs it up. Let me know in the comments. I'm about to head into a deload week. So that, I actually just hit, Saturday, I just hit 395 for doubles today on bench. That felt beautiful. So bench is clicking right now. But we're actually about to head into a deload week. I'll probably make another video talking about the importance of deloads and how to structure them, how to put them in your own training, whether or not you should even have deloads. I don't really like, I call them something else, but I'll say that for the next video. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and let me know. Thumbs it up, subscribe if you're new, and let's get a big bench.